Welcome back to Celebrity Radio. It's Alex Belfield talking to some of the world's biggest stars, some of my favourite people. And we got one for you today. Paul Fott, how are you?
I'm all right, Alex. Are you all right?
No, you mustn't bend down like that because it looks mildly inappropriate.
Oh, well, I always find when you're doing the radio interview, it's very difficult. And this is a very awkward situation because I'm speaking into the microphone and then And that was awkward because there was the ambulance people going past there. I get very annoyed by when the ambulances go past with their noisy...
I'm worried about your back. Would you like to just
ambulance people are interfering busybodies, self-appointed busybodies. But anyway, they've gone, and the point is you keep moving it down, so that's why I keep having to go lower.
Honestly, it's a great microphone. You don't need to go anywhere near it. This is perfect.
Oh, well, I won't go near then. I'll keep it away from me like it's infected.
I've just spent the last hour, talking of which, watching you with your infectious humour. That was a nice slinky link.
Very good, very slick.
You must be exhausted. You move around a lot, don't you?
Yes, well, I think I do move, and I think there's a lot of sort of like concentration in my head. It's quite intense performing. Sometimes I find that after I've done a performance, this isn't relevant today, luckily, but sometimes after a performance, I've just like given everything to the performance, and then I go all quiet for about 2 hours. I've got nothing much to say.
That wouldn't be good for radio.
No, it wouldn't be good for radio. That's why on this occasion I am being very loquacious, but sometimes I just sit there quietly, not knowing anything to say.
You seem to have this sort of inner dialogue that you allow us to join in with on stage. It's the most extraordinary experience to see you live. I've never quite seen anything like it. I've seen you on TV before, but to see you in that room working it, and you don't seem to worry about personal space.
No, well, yes, two things there. One is, yes, what I do on stage as live is very different to on TV. Unless it's stand-up comedy on TV. But yes, often people have seen me on various TV shows and they think, oh, they're not quite braced for the absolute madness of the live performance. And yes, I do go into people's personal space, and all of my shows involve at some stage mounting audience members. And in fact, you know, it's become a trademark and it's become awkward because a lot of people come to shows and then they will say, look, you mounted me last year, and why didn't you mount me? And, you know, it's difficult because I can't mount everyone, but I mount as many people as I can. But there's always going to be people who are disappointed because they weren't mounted. And then, you know, it becomes that they want to be mounted. And maybe I will mount them a second year because they've asked me. And then they want it every year. And it becomes a dysfunctional relationship. It becomes, you know, they have become addicted to the mounting.
This is a legal quagmire, really, because on the one hand you've got the lawsuits from people who are disappointed you didn't, and then also those who weren't expecting it might get slightly upset.
Well, yes, the whole mounting thing, of course, is a huge legal minefield. As you say, people who weren't mounted, who weren't happy, people were mounted and felt that it was too much mounting. There's also the possibility that if the chair isn't strong enough, a mounting could lead to a chair collapse. So that's why I have to pay a great deal of insurance premiums.
Is it fun being you? I mean, you could start a conference with what's going on in your head at any one time, really.
Yes, well, I've always got different ideas going around my mind of stupid things, and then I suppose what I'm doing on stage is like a distillation of all the things, all like. It would be a bit like, it's like, obviously I'm having thoughts all the time, but it's a bit like I've condensed like a whole month's. In fact, it's not even a month, it's more like it takes me 2 years to write a new show. It's more like 2 years of madness all condensed into it.
And you're taking this show after Edinburgh, and we should say you're here for the month of August, and then you're going on the road later in the autumn, which is very exciting because we get to see you in the provinces and you can be mounted in a theatre. This is going to be lovely.
Yes, it's nice. And also because unlike in Edinburgh where everyone just whizzes off to another show, I get to meet the audience afterwards.
What's it like meeting the punters? I mean, can they sometimes be a little off-putting?
Well, it is quite off-putting and strange to meet the audience, but at the end of the day, I have come to realise that the audience are ultimately human beings like me. And so, you know,
that's pushing it a little bit.
Yeah, that is, well, maybe they are human beings, but maybe I'm not human. I am human. I am a human, really.
What about the jacket? You look like you're channeling a bit of Michael Jackson this evening.
Oh, yes. Well, I've got a jacket with big shoulder pads, and
Part Joan Collins, part Jacko.
yes, it's a bit of Joan Collins in it. I spoke to someone earlier today who said that I would be only one of maybe 4 people in Britain who could get away with wearing this jacket. You have to have a particular personality. But luckily, it is, I think, a one-off, or there might be one more, because the designer, when I went to the shop to buy it, they said, no, it's not for sale, it's just like display.
Right.
But I insisted on buying it. And then the designer, who's a German designer, had to make another one.
And your Conker's necklace, that's nice.
Oh, this is a Hawaiian necklace. It's a lei, a Hawaiian lei, technically, not a necklace. And it's made from seed pods in Hawaii, and it's a sign of Hawaiian royalty. And I got given it in Hawaii at a ceremony. And also, yes, often people they always say you've got a nice necklace, but it is technically a lei. So that means once when I was at airport security at Hawaii Airport, I was leaving Hawaii, and then they said, yes, do you put your liquid separate, please? Take your belt off. And then they said, you will have to please take your lei off to go through this. That was the only airport in the world where they say, please take your lei off. Because everywhere else they just call it a necklace.
And it comes with you everywhere, does it?
Yeah, it comes with me because I love my... Yeah, I do like mine. The only place it doesn't go to is Australia. Because it's made from seed pods, I can't take it to Australia because they might quarantine or confiscate.
Yes, they might drill holes in it or something.
Well, yeah, well, I couldn't imagine what they might do because they're very nervous in case this necklace destroys the whole of Australia. Because Australia is a very relaxed country, but I think they get all of their angst and just put it at immigration. So I can't take it to Australia, so I wear a oyster pearl necklace instead in Australia.
Very wise to do so. It must be great being you. You're so credible and you're so consistent and you always put on a great show and you give it 100%. Around the world, people love you. Thank you for having me tonight here in Edinburgh. You'll be here till the end of the month and then on tour. Give us your website so people can get tickets.
It's...
No, don't lean in, don't lean in.
Oh, don't lean in. No, it's... HTTP.
No, we don't need that bit.
Do you remember when you used to give a website? It's like, do you remember 15 years ago when you gave a website? They used to say HTTP : / Anyway, you don't need that. It's paulfoot.tv.
Even I can remember that. paulfoot.tv.
.tv, yes.
Get your tickets there and we'll see you on tour. Thank you so much for your time.
Oh, thank you, Alex.
No, don't lean in.
No, but I wanted to...
Lean out, don't lean in.
Thank you, Alex. Thank you, Alex. Thank you.